Do 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 da 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 dee la 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 da dee da 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 dum. How I Changed from Red to Blue. Final of 4. When I left Cedar Rapids in 2015 and headed to Tampa, I was still red. And soon after I moved to FLA, Michael married his boyfriend Tony. Fast forward to 2022, and Michael took to Facebook to lament some people's inability to see beyond Tony's black skin. He was saddened that some folks seemed to perpetually view Tony as other, a theme Michael returned to following the September 10th, 2024 Donald Trump and Kamala Harris debate. Michael posted about the horrid lie that Trump presented in the debate about Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio. The lie that Haitians were stealing and eating pets. Even though this lie was quickly debunked, Trump's VP running mate, J.D. Vance, doubled down on its veracity and insisted that eating neighbors' pets is representative of illegal aliens. Vance continued to spread the lie that the Springfield Haitians, who, by the way, are here legally and have green cards, were in Ohio illegally and how they were slaughtering other people's pets for food. He did so, knowing full well that his story was untrue, and furthermore, that the Haitians in Springfield are here legally. Vance chose to spread hate, spread fear, and scream the dangerous lie of us v. other. I can't help but think of Supreme Court cases and constitutional amendments that have advanced equality in the United States. Cases like Virginia v. Loving and Obergefell v. Hodges that ensured that Michael and Tony had the same right to marry the person of their choosing, just as every other American may marry their partner of choice. It is this total lack of integrity, this blaming evil other, this homophobia and relentless attempt to make the U.S. a faux Christian nation through things such as posting the 10 Commandments in public schools, despite our First Amendment with its proclamation prohibiting Congress from making a law respecting an establishment of religion that disqualifies the Trump MAGA Republicans from ever garnering one of my votes. Republicans insist that they speak God's truth while Democrats tell lies. Republicans preaching that other is evil and must be stopped, deported, jailed, or swept away is why I left the Republican Party. Do I believe that every action taken by Democrats is correct? Of course not. Democrats often present pie in the sky. But if my choice is a Republican Party that demonizes people for their skin color, their place of birth, their religion, and sexual preference, then I know which of the two in this binary is far more dangerous than the other. MAGA Republicans are so brainwashed that they even decry clean energy because it's not readily available and cheap. Yet, that is. While climate change is not caused by humans, it absolutely is accelerated by our actions. And as we literally pump more and more CO2 in the air, the rate of climate change increases. What's the R solution? Drill, baby, drill! Ignore science, ignore the damage, and bathe in a bacchanalian pool of crude. A party that claims to be for family values that then poisons the planet for extra profit rather than making needed change in industry and transportation in order to keep the earth habitable values dollars over all else. Speaking of dollars, red states that have no state income tax but high sales tax literally tax the poor at an enormously higher rate than the rich. Since low-income people must spend all of their income to survive, while high-income people can spend a mere fraction of theirs, then low-income people are taxed at a much higher percentage in states with high sales tax than the rich are. When a family earns $50K per year, that family has to spend the entirety of their $50,000 post-federal income tax take-home pay to survive, while a family earning $500,000 only has to spend 10% of its income to survive. The low-income family is taxed at a high rate for all of its earnings, while the high-income family only pays the exorbitant sales tax on a much smaller percentage of their income. And this strategy is part of Trump's national taxation plan. One might conclude that Republicans are very pro status quo when it comes to keeping the wealthy rich and the impoverished poor. Please note that every vice of the MAGA party that I have listed so far was obvious before Donald Trump's failed January 6, 2021 coup attempt. As a conscientious Republican on August 6, 2015, aka Hiroshima Day, I tuned into the first Republican debate for the 2016 election. Long before the debate concluded, I was certain that my Republican Party would reject this bad actor Trump, this lying egomaniac, and that we would eventually select a candidate for whom I could vote with good conscience. Of course, that's not how things went for the primaries, for the national election, nor, most significantly in regard to the sheeple who are still members of Trump's evil flock, even after he tried to violently prevent the duly elected lawful transition of power from DJT to Joe Biden. Trump literally, physically called on his many hate-filled followers to overthrow our government. He commanded his minions to attack the Capitol building to save America from evil other, and he found plenty of brainless followers whose hate and fear blinded them to the truth and who did indeed attack. Donald Trump wants power first, foremost, and forever, and he is willing to foment and encourage insurrection while insisting he won the election without providing any proof for his audacious and deceitful claims. And some of you are so blind that you believe him, while others have such a jaded perspective on patriotism that you continue to follow him, even though you know he is a liar beyond compare. Oh, my fourth grade year at Oakland Elementary back in 1970-71. Right. I promised I'd fill you in. Surely things went well, correct? I mean, it was the middle of Illinois, not Clio, Alabama, where the infamous racist and 1968 presidential candidate, former Democrat turned American Independent Party George Wallace was born, nor Greensboro, North Carolina's Republican Mark Robinson, the self-proclaimed Nazi racist and 2024 NC gubernatorial candidate crawled out from under a rock. Sadly, things did not go well at Oakland. The two black siblings were perceived as evil other, as foreign, and they were openly harassed horridly. The boy being physically attacked multiple times per week by his fellow male students, daring white boys who ganged up on him while proclaiming they were going to put this N in his place, while the girl's punishment for the crime of being a colored girl, daring to go to our white school, was merely endless taunting. These are the values Trump trumpets. These are the core values of Trump's America, and these faux values must not lead my nation. I'll leave you with Michael's Facebook post concerning Trump Vance's verbal attack against the legal Haitian immigrants that both men once again used to foment hatred and violence, and whose lies have led to terrible threats against the people in town of Springfield concerning they and them following September 17, 2024. Cats and dogs and funny memes and TikTok videos are all over social media, cute and funny. In the original message, we heard the words dogs, cats, pets, but what about the powerful word they, which was the real subject of the original comment? Our response with dog and cat funnies is a distraction. They, the original comment, was a message about a group of human beings, which the comment reduces to the status of they. They, comments repeated and believed and inflated, is a spread not at all funny. It's a mean and hateful distraction. It is so destructive. I am a they as a gay man. Nope, my name is Mike. I'm not your they. My husband is a they as a black American male. Nope, his name is Tony. He is not your they. My neighborhood is a they. Nope, we are Wellington Heights and not your they. The men and women and children living in a crisis situation, facing poverty and homelessness are a they? Nope. They have names and hopes and dreams. And the list goes on of who is a they and why. The person's age, income, education, religion, language, clothing, body type, what the person eats, communication style, neurodiversity, disability. Any little thing can be grabbed and inflated and at the same time reduced to simple and hateful messages that are repeated and kept simple. Toxic words from toxic breath from toxic lungs of hate, inflating a balloon ready to pop.
When a foreigner resides among you in your land, do not mistreat them. The foreigner residing among you must be treated as your native born. Love them as yourself, for you were foreigners in Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Leviticus 19:33 through 34. North Carolina is a battleground state, meaning we have a roughly equal number of Democrats as we do Republicans. We also have good access to early voting. Our in-person voting began 10/17. I voted 10/18 and I voted 100% blue. Prior to 2018, I never voted straight party ticket in every election since 2018. I keep wishing and hoping and praying that Republicans will regain their sanity and return to being a conservative party as opposed to the party that supports the fascist Trump. When Republicans regain their sanity, I'll go back to voting for candidate and issue rather than going all in on blue. But until Republicans wake up and put country over party, I'll keep doing all I can to make America a country where the phrase, with liberty and justice for all, is more than hollow words that a would-be dictator hides behind.